right, welcome friends. Here we are. Been a couple of days since I've flown, but found myself a little time late this afternoon. So we are flying from Tulsa, where we landed a couple of days ago from a flight from Fargo, North Dakota. Flying from Tulsa, KTUL, Kilo Tango Uniform Lima, to Nashville, Tennessee. Kilo Bravo November Alpha, KBNA. Descending through 29,000 right now, and continuing to ignore ATC. My life's gotten simpler since I turned that off. Got some work to do here, so let's get started. We'll enter our ILS frequency to runway 20 left, where we're landing at Nashville, which is 109.35. Enter that as nav1. On nav2, we'll enter the VOR frequency for Nashville, which we happen to know is 114.1. Those are both entered now. We'll switch our bearing 2 to nav 2 just so there it is, 62.9 nautical miles as the crow flies to BNA, Bravo November Alpha. That's the VOR frequency. We'll leave our nav 1 right here, bearing 1 rather, set to GPS. We'll switch that over to nav 1 as we get closer to the airport. Route-wise, we're 89 miles from the airport and descending through 27,000 feet. That's just about right. Shallow out our descent rate just a little here. Beautiful night to fly. It's been a smooth flight. Took off without incident from Tulsa. A lot of traffic in the area. A lot of people flying tonight, I guess. Beautiful fall night. Took off 50 minutes and 39 seconds ago for this 466 nautical mile flight. Expected about 65 minutes. I'm estimating our arrival time in Nashville at 5:53 Pacific Standard Time, where I am in Southern California, and 7:53 p.m. Nashville time and 1:53 Zulu time. So if that holds true, about 17 minutes from now. We'll see. 79 miles to the airport on our current route, which I'll show you here, has us going. I don't know why this is off track. It's not off track here. That's interesting. What's that all about? Zoom in here on the MFD. Hey, you see right here, it's perfect. But over here, it's off. That's weird. Huh. What that's all about. Anyway, we're going to turn left here at Nuvo, head north, northeast, then make a big U-turn. I got a kick out of the fact that some of these waypoints appear to be named after country western legends. Reba, I presume as in McIntyre. Waylon, presume as in Jennings. As it relates to Kramer, I have no idea. Judd, I don't know. Ashley? I'm revealing my California roots. Anyway, you can see the active approach is to runway 20, either left, center, or right. The other airplanes are on final. Weather, though, was perfect in Tulsa. Beautiful night, 66 degrees in Tulsa when we took off. Weather in Nashville at the moment is clear skies, 59 degrees. It's actually warmer in Nashville than it is here in Southern California, just south of LA. Looking at my weather station digital display, showing 52 degrees outside my backyard right now. So all things being equal, I'd rather be in Nashville. Looks like they're going to have a little rain this weekend, but beautiful night for us. Beautiful night for us to fly. And it's been nice, smooth air. So that's always a pleasure. Showing 65 nautical miles from the airport right now. Want us generally be about 18,000 feet at 60 miles, so we'll start slowing, and we'll increase our vertical speed to 2,000 feet per minute. Descent. Anyway, sunset in Nashville today at 4:32, so this has been a night flight from takeoff to landing. Winds are out of the south at 5 miles an hour in Nashville right now. Air pressure at the, or in the city anyway, the airport, I presume, is 3006. Visibility 10 miles. So really, really nice night to fly. Should be, I mean, you know, famous last words, but it should be uneventful. There's Nashville out there. You can kind of see it. There's the city. I don't know what that is. That's clearly an airport. I just don't know if it's ours. We'll reset our cockpit view here just because fiddling around with that sometimes get a little goofy. I generally don't mess with the eye point until I'm about to land. I need a little better visual of the runway. Had a nice tailwind this whole flight, nothing dramatic. Nearest altimeter 3003. 3003. I only got about 40 knot tailwind, but I'll take it. 3003. Let's synchronize our altimeter. Let's see how accurate that is. 3006. I'll take it. 54 nautical miles from the airport right now. At 50 miles, we want to be at 15,000 feet. We're at 17,000 feet right now, so we'll continue slowing. And we'll increase our descent rate a little bit more. Anyway, as far as our approach goes, we got a nice one. It'd probably be a little bit more interesting in the daylight. We're going to fly right over the Cumberland River here. Right here. I was curious about this this reservoir right here. It's the J. Percy Priest. J. Percy Priest Reservoir. It's a big one, whatever it is. Anyway, lots of planes still on final. Hopefully we don't have any traffic conflicts or anything. This is clearly the airport. Not this one. Not that. That. So we'll make a left turn here in a minute. We'll turn off our bank angle limiter. Continue our slowing. 260 knots at 14,800 feet. 40 miles, we want to be at 12,000, so we're at 14,600 right now and 47 nautical miles from the airport. Well, technically not from the airport, but 47 miles left on our route. Here comes that left turn. Once we get, I presume the left turn will begin once we get to this waypoint, GDSTF, Golf Delta Sierra Tango Foxtrot. Now descending through 13,400 feet. It's nice out. Wow. That's sweet. Look at that. Wow. I'll have to try to reorient our camera here and take a screenshot of that. Wow. That is sweet. Oh, screenshot. I love the glow of the city lights on the bottom of the airplane. Wow. All right, sorry, I got work to do. Okay, passing below, almost, we're at 11,300 feet. We're about to pass below 10,000, so we'll slow to 250 and brace ourselves for the usual landing gear alert. Break out the speed brakes, no pun intended.
Landing gear,
as I was saying. Once this moves up, there, now we can ignore the speed brakes. Not ignore them, but retract them. Showing 37 miles from the airport. When we get to 30 miles from the airport, we want to be at 9,000 feet. We're at 10,000 feet right now, and 36 miles from the airport, so now it's time to shallow out our descent rate again. A lot of tinkering I have to do anyway with our vertical speed profile, just because of the constant deceleration affects just where you are at any given time. We are below 10,000 feet now, and our airspeed, NOTS indicated airspeed, is 250, so that's good. Keep that slowdown going. 34 miles from the airport now, and 8,900 feet, so we can shallow out our descent rate even more. Let's go ahead and switch nav 1 over to, or bearing 1 over to nav 1, and we'll see if we have any ILS information yet. We do, and we actually have DME information today too. 6 nautical miles from the ILS threshold, 5.2 nautical miles from the VOR. That's as the crow flies, so if you see my point, that's if we just immediately turned right and headed straight to the airport. As it happens, we actually have about 31 miles to go until we touch down, which I'm estimating is going to be about 9 minutes, which, if true, would put us on the ground at 7:53 local time, right on schedule. Continue slowing though, now that we're descending into the lower, less rarefied air. You don't want to be zipping along too fast here. Slow down to 210. Get ready to do that speed brake once we... There it is.
Landing gear. Landing gear. Landing gear.
And this will cause that to auto throttle to go up, and we'll bring it back. Speed brakes are very, very handy. Very handy. Go down to 200.
Landing gear. Landing gear. Landing gear. Landing gear.
Just about ready to deploy our flaps, but not quite. Basically on the base leg right now. The airport's at our, I don't know, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock over in this behind us. So we'll make this big sort of sweeping turn. Shallow out our descent rate even more. Don't want to come in too low. Airport elevation's 599 feet. Runway length 8,001 feet, so it's not 13,000 feet like in Singapore, but it's enough to keep me from getting too nervous. 6,300 feet, 25 nautical miles left on our route. So far, it's been very routine. Distance-wise on that final, distance between Reba and Whalen is 3.1 miles, 5 kilometers. From Whalen to Kramer, also 3.1 miles, 5 kilometers. From Kramer to, I can't quite see it here, but Judd, right there, that's also 3.1 nautical miles, 5 kilometers. And then from Judd to the airport, is 4.4 nautical miles. So pretty hefty final. Let's see, by my math, 9.3 miles plus about 9.3 plus 4.4, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, 13.7 mile final. That works for me. No complaints. Keep our real conservative descent right here until we make that right turn, which is coming up here momentarily. And we'll slow it again down to 190. Expect landing gear. No landing gear alarm. Okay. We are getting some glide slope information, you see. That's coming up. That's what we want. We want this white diamond up here in order to enable us to intercept the glide slope. We're going to start that right turn. Here it comes. While we're waiting, set it at 185 and 1 notch of flaps. All right, showtime. here it comes. There's the right turn. Set at 180. Looking good. Go ahead and activate our landing gear, or landing lights, excuse me. Weather's perfect. Good grief. Told you, I still haven't recovered from that landing in frozen fog in Walla Walla last week. That was a doozy, man. Quarter-mile visibility, for God's sakes. All right. As we get to the top of this turn and start to head towards the airport, I'll activate nav. I'm sorry, I'll activate nav 1 right here, linking the nav source to the ILS, and then we'll press the APPR button. Looking good. I had hoped for that 5:53 arrival time, but I can see by this sort of extended approach that we're doing, I think we're going to be a little bit late. I'm sorry to report, ladies and gentlemen. Probably about 4 minutes later than we expected. So we'll keep our speed up for now. Comes that continuing this sort of sweeping right turn as we head south to runway 20 left. Approach course 20 left is 201, so we'll go ahead and set that on our heading bug, just in case we have to do a missed approach or anything. Everything's going well so far, though, I'll tell you that much. Just about to switch over once we get to the top of that turn, which we're still making. Look at that. There's the airport. That's our runway right there. Okay. The top of the turn now, we'll switch this over to nav 1. Whoops, not nav 2, nav 1. And we'll switch on there, and you see there's the CDI, just as you'd expect. Switch on APPR. And we do not have the glide slope yet, but this green diamond's going to continue to drop. Once it does get below that second diamond, I would expect that glide slope to grab. Right now we're intercepting the localizer, and you see that green diamond is dropping. This is all going very smoothly so far. Just continuing a nice gentle turn. Nice long final. We're still 20 miles from the airport. So we're going to keep our speed at 180 right now. As we turn towards the airport, we will be closing in on the airport more quickly, and so this green diamond will begin dropping even faster. That it'll grab that glide slope. You see this will start to move this way as we approach and cross. We don't want to cross over, but we want to approach and intercept the localizer. Here this comes. This is probably just about to turn green as we intercept the glide slope. We'll see here momentarily. Just about to Reba. 2.3 nautical miles, 39 seconds from Reba. We'll keep our airspeed up. Still 17 miles. Don't need to do a super slow approach. No reason. Making that right turn, and there's the airport, and there's our runway specifically. Right there. Well, that was perfect. I mean, that just intercepted it perfectly. Now all I needed to do is to grab... There it goes! I was going to say, now all I needed to do is grab the glide slope, and right then it did. Beautiful. 15 nautical miles left. We'll go ahead and set our altitude selector at 3,000 feet right now, just in case there's a missed approach. Autopilot's no longer linked to the altitude selector. It's now on the glide slope, so that's what's controlling our altitude right now. But if everything goes down the tubes, we would need to climb. I believe the missed approach was to climb to 3,000 and make a left turn 040. But let's think positive. We won't have to worry about that. One of the things I do a lot in the sim is I pretend if I couldn't see anything right now, in other words, if we were IMC, instrument meteorological conditions, all cloudy, would I be screwed or would things be looking good? And in this situation, if this was completely IMC and I couldn't see out this window right now, you can see we'd be just fine. We'd be just fine. There it is, right there. I see white and red, barely, on the poppy, the precision approach path indicator. So we'll begin slowing now, regrettably. Gotta do it. Second notch of flaps and gear. Gears down. There it is. Look at that. Ah, so beautiful. Oh, God. For whatever reason, it's not showing. We're no longer on the glide slope. I don't know what. We lost the APPR. I don't know what happened there. Did you notice that? APPR went off. I'm going to have to watch the video later and see what that was all about. Let's slow us down here. Set it at 155, full flaps. That's very strange. Well, it's further evidence. You got to pay attention, man. I was out looking at taking pictures outside, and I came back in, and I noticed that we no longer had a green GS, and our altitude was too high. So we're okay. We're okay. We're lining back up. I'm curious what caused that. Autopilot's still activated. APPR is activated. Don't think that I inadvertently disengaged it. Anyway, full flaps right there. Yes, full flaps, and confirm gear is down. We'll slow us down just a tiny bit more, down to 150. We're lined up beautifully right now. There it is. Perfect. Just perfect. God, the lighting at the airport looks amazing. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. I don't know why we lost the glide slope. It's weird. Well, like I said, that's why you got to pay attention. Can't be spending all your time outside looking around. I got people on this plane I love. God, the highway lights look amazing. Look at that. I don't know if I can. Oh, God, mighty. Sort of a passenger's view. All right, I'm going to get myself in trouble. Okay, we got the runway in sight, and we're still on the glide slope, but it's got us a little lower than we should be, so I'm going to deactivate the auto throttle, and I'm going to deactivate the autopilot.
Autopilot.
We're going in hand flown. We'll pop up in our seat just a bit here. Still got a little PTSD from the auto throttle malfunction in Singapore a couple weeks ago. Looking good.
Final runway 20 left.
3 mile final, 20 left. Glide slope a little squirrely on this flat. I don't know what that was all about, but even in IMC, I think we would have probably handled it. Got white and reds on the poppy. I didn't enter the minimums on this one, but they are 751. Airspeed's good. Let's get our feet on these pedals and ready the rudder.
500.
Okay. 500 AGL, 3 whites, 1 red.
500. 500.
Some hills, I suspect. Lined up nicely. 3 whites, 1 red. 20 left. Wind's coming at us, just a slight crosswind, 7 knots. It's going to pull us off to the left a little bit. Come on, butter it. Not bad. I'll take it. Hit those reverse thrusters. There's that left turn I was worried about. Spoilers are up. All right. That went just fine by me. Interesting. I'm trying to think if I've seen these alternating red and white runway lights here as we near the end. That's cool. Make that right turn. There we go. That was just a really, I feel like that was a pretty darn good landing. Stop on the bars here, which I can see on the PFD screen, the left screen. You see that red paint job right there on the ground coming into view. All right. Can't see it out here, but I can see it here. Okay, let's get our parking brake here. Let's just clean up the airplane real fast. Go outside, see if we can see anything. Probably can't. Sort of. You can see our spoilers are up. I don't know if you can see them. Kind of right there. You can see them against the night sky. Let's bring those in. Let's bring our flaps in. Excellent. Get those landing lights off. Taxi, pulse light off. And now we'll just follow our way to parking. Doesn't look like we got far to go. That's nice. Just 0.3 of a mile. Although that is as the crow flies. We'll go ahead and actually zoom in here on our MFD just so I have a good view of the airfield. That's better. Oh, yeah. Actually, I think we may have to we may have to traverse a little bit here. Oh, parking brake. Sorry. Okay. Gotta use those toe brakes. Ugh. Yikes.
Approaching runway 31. Entered runway 31. 12,000 feet remaining.
Well, ForeFlight's got that wrong. I don't think we're crossing runway 31 at all. I don't know what that was about. Okay. That's now we got now that we've turned around, we got a 7-knot tailwind, so kind of blowing us around a little bit. Looks like we got ourselves a left turn coming up. Looks like there's an aircraft in the sky in front of us. I see red and white anti-collision lights flashing. I'm going to try to take this turn a little bit wider. I don't want to end up on the grass. That could be embarrassing. Okay. And we'll make that left turn now. There we go. There's cars. Actual. I appear to be crossing a freeway. Hello. That's hysterical. That was funny. Okay. All right, we're past the freeway. Oh, what that was all about. There's still bugs. Still some bugs. I don't know. Maybe Nashville isn't one of the airports that they decided to focus on. I imagine we're going to make a left turn in here in a moment, and then we will cross runway 31. I don't know if you could overhear my ForeFlight app saying that we were crossing runway 31. We were not, but we are about to. Actually, again, if it's useful to follow this, you could actually navigate this entire thing just by following this. You see? Don't even have to look out the window. We'll look real quick before we cross this runway to make sure nobody's coming. Looks good. Actually see the runway. There it is, see? Okay. See where we are, right here. Head over here, there's the tower. Nice. Okay, this is always the last, sometimes most interesting component of parking. And that is, will I get flashlights? Will they try to park me in a fuel truck? You know the story. Okay, we're going to make a nice wide sweeping left turn here. Use those toe brakes. There we go. Let's see if we get any help from ground crew. Let's see. There's the guys. I see the guys. Let's see if we get any flashlights. Do I see flashlights? Where are the flashlights? Aha! I see flashlights. Let's kill the taxi lights so we don't blind them. See them? Give me the X. Give me the X. There we go. Bingo. Done. Excellent. All right. Let's parking brake. Let's kill the engine. This has been cooperating lately in that I can turn them off. If this drops me to the logbook screen, then sorry. Oh, what do you know? It didn't. Good. All right, so we got engine shut down. Let's go outside and look. Let's turn the taxi lights on just because it looks so cool. Nice. There it is. Beautiful. You can almost see the people inside, can't you? Okay. Get back in. Turn off our remaining lights. Go through our standard shutdown procedure. I do think that we're supposed to depressurize the airplane before we land. I think I read that somewhere. I didn't. Oops. But better to depressurize it eventually, right? Let's turn off our pitot heat. And let's see. Stop our timer. Let's see. We've probably been on the ground for 7 or 8 minutes. So we expected 65-minute flight. Looks like we were more like about 70, but not the end of the world. Let's go ahead and kill the battery generators. And we're done. Welcome to Nashville. Local time is 8:06 p.m. Enjoy your stay. And thanks for watching.